Hello, Aquarius. So I am here today with your reading for November 2025. I hope you enjoy it. Like always, I like to go through some astrology before we proceed forward. And the first thing we're going to be looking at is that on November 4th, the moon will be in the sign of Taurus. Mars will move into the sign of Sagittarius, and it will be there till December 15th. Now, keep in mind, Aquarius, how much feistiness you had with Mars and Scorpio, which was all of last month. And then we're moving into this energy where Mars is going into Sagittarius, which is kind of like cutting with the sword of the tongue and the sword of the mind, right? So it's intellect, knowledge, and wisdom that cuts through all the BS. And so it's something that it feels like you're removing the restrictions that used to distort you and make you look at things kind of weird. So let's see how it's going to affect you, Aquarius. Okay. Number four. First of all, I just have to be. I saw Maya, um, the Aztec goddess in Netflix. I've already seen the series like 4 times because my kids like it. And when this fell on the floor, the first thing I heard was, "If it's meant to be, it's up to me." So it is for you to take action. It does feel like, Aquarius, you're being called to take action on something. And this is number 43, and it says, "Manage to be glad. Create your own happiness. Shut up, regardless of conditions." Do you see how she's holding a skunk? So it does seem like there's going to be some stinky shit around you for the month of November. But if it's up to you, I mean, if it's meant to be, it's up to you. Even though things can be sticky, even though things can be ugly, even though things can be restricting, it is up to you to take the rails of this stinky little skunk and kind of make it work for your greatest good. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is on November 5th, the next day, there is the new moon. The moon will be in the sign of Taurus, and Venus enters the sign of Scorpio. Venus has been like flipping around in different signs, but it will be in Scorpio until the 30th of the month. And the love that is connected to the sign of Scorpio is a little bit toxic, obsessive, really. Okay. So this can reflect on people being obsessed or toxic around you, or this can be where you're extremely focused on some kind of goal and you don't let yourself be distracted because nothing else matters or nothing else is important, only that to obtain the goal that you're striving for. So that's what I'm seeing for November 5th. And for you, oh, I like this. We have number 8, which says embodiment. Now unsown from the flesh, a most alluring lullaby stills my pain. My pain. This is good because that one seems a little toxic. As the skies bleed from my heart and the embodiment I am to claim. So this feels very much like, when um the shitteth hitteth the proverbial fan. It feels kind of like that, except for the fact that you're like, well, this stinks and this really sucks, but I know that I can take from what I've learned, who I am, and what essence is inside of me, and kind of project it outwardly to make it a change in my life. So it does feel very positive, though it kind of feels stinky, right? The next thing we have is the Mercury retrograde. The Mercury retrograde will be from November 9th through the 29th. It will start in the sign of Sagittarius and then it will shift into the sign of Scorpio the entire month. So, Sagittarius is truth coming back to you, revealed in a very clear and precise way. And Scorpio is kind of like that. Um, Truth within yourself that's being revealed to you. So the first part feels like the external truth kind of coming and slapping you in the face, but the second part feels like your internal truth coming out of you. Okay, so let's see how this is going to affect you. Oh, look at that. I wanted 3 and I got 3. We have the coffee date, meeting up, planning, discussing, dating multiple people, but I'm not seeing dating multiple people. I'm seeing like you're going out. And when you go out, we have finality, differences, divorce, breakup, not looking back. And then we have trapped, stuck, locked down, mental prison, captive. And I think as I'm looking at this, right, I feel like you're going to um, go out somewhere in like probably an event, a coffee date, go and get together with somebody, etc. But this is going to bring you some kind of clarity where you completely decide that you're going to walk away from something and that you're going to just drop it cold. And I feel like the other side of this energy, right? The opposite energy that is affected by this is going to feel very stuck, very restricted, very limited. Kind of like you're leaving them out in the cold, and now what am I going to do? I can tell you that the fact that you have stinks, the fact that you're dealing with a stinky kind of effed up situation, and you're kind of saying, well, you know what? Even though it's effed up, the embodiment of me will make this a good situation for my greatest good and my divine purpose. I feel like as we're progressing on this, that means that when you're having this sit down, I feel like it's actually like a sit down to tell a person, you know what, this is not going to work out. We're not going to be able to work with each other. This is not going to function for us, etc. And then you're just going to have to let them out like in the cold, and they're going to feel stuck because they're going to feel like you abandoned them when they needed you, or they had plans that really even though it encompassed you, really you had no choice over. You know those people that make plans from you and then they don't even really consult you before they make those plans. They make a decision of how your lives are going to be together even before you even have a decision of how life is going to be with this person and if you really want it yet. And then sometimes, like back in the day with the other frequency, the time of Pisces, we would have probably, so the other person didn't feel bad, subjected ourselves to this misery. But this time, it's not the same. This time, it doesn't feel as though you will accept this type of energy. And then the last thing I want to look to is the new moon in the sign of Scorpio, which will be November 20th. Um, you know that the energy affects you 3 days before and 3 days after, and then 2 days right after this moon we enter Sagittarius season. And so when we're still actively in Sagittarius season, in Scorpio season and entering Sagittarius season, the Scorpio moon is kind of like closing off the energy of Scorpio, and the month is started in October. So this, it feels like the end of everything that happened since October coming forward. And then we start Sagittarius season. So let's see how that's gonna affect you, my Aquariuses. Okay, and then we have Mut, and it says being ordinary. Okay, this is an Egyptian god, and I feel like the moon is actually gonna make you feel normal again. Is the best thing to say, because I'm seeing this energy where things are kind of stinky, you're having to swim against the current, things are not comfortable, things are kind of going to shit really, and but you're making the best of it, and you're kind of feng shuiing and kind of getting yourself around different situations that are very toxic or probably uncomfortable, but you're making it happen for you. And I feel like then when we get to the end of the month, this mud energy, um with this energy of being ordinary, I feel like it's a relief of finally feeling like yourself, like this boring life that feels so good because we've been having to swim against the current, because we've been having to let go of things that were not for our greatest good. So it it feels like a very, the month of November for you Aquarius feels like a month where you are finally breaking free from something that has had you frozen for a really long time. um but it's one of those things that I hate to have to do this, but I guess I'm gonna have to. I hope that you understand. And so let's see more about the month. I'd like to throw a little tarot. Look at that. The first thing out of here is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, she's in a ship and she is sailing in a new direction. And the new direction is the World card. So I am seeing you move into like another reality, another dimension, like, the hang out with different people, working in different environments, conveying yourself in a different way. It's just like whatever you were, you're not going to be anymore, and you're moving in a new direction. And this is, you see, we have the Five of Swords, and Five of Swords is Chiron. It's the Chiron moon that we carry from another life. And this is what I'm seeing here with this, the 9th through the 29th. We're starting to see that we're going to have to move in another direction. We are going to see that the cycle that we've been in, the world that we've been in, is not the one that can, you know what, I am seeing in my mind's eye this book. It's called The Big Leap, I think it's called. I'm going to just double check it so that I make sure I'm telling you the right thing. And the book's cover has like a little fishbowl with a little fish, and then he's jumping um into a bigger bowl. Yeah, it's called The Big Leap. The person that wrote it is called Gay Hendricks. Let me just put it up here. You see? Um, and it's talking about this. It's kind of talking about how, like, staying around the same people, staying around the same environment. Sometimes we feel like the world is working against us and that things are like trying to stop us from being that amazing self. It's really the only thing that's stopping you is you, because you kind of don't want to leave that town, those people, that job, that environment, because, like, it creates a sense of security, especially if it's like really close to your heart, like a BFF or something. And leaving them means that you're leaving, like, you might be letting that person down. There's still a lot of feelings that you have that you would like that person to have, like a good outline, a come in life, and etc. And I think that's what the wounded warrior is, like this energy of knowing that you're going to have to walk away from someone that you potentially have, or something that you potentially have a lot of, like, desires, love for, different types of love, but love for. And knowing that that's going to hurt that person, because here I have this Nine of Swords energy, and the lady's holding her head and kind of thinking to herself, like, holy crap, this is really going to suck for this person. What if they're going to do without me? I mean, I feel like I've sticked around this long because I was giving me hope and aspirations and desires for this person to potentially wake up, to move forward, to change. And now what are they going to do when I'm not here? And I'm feeling that very strongly. We have the High Priestess in reverse. I feel like the information that you're receiving, that fear, that doubt, is actually not yours, because yours is that initial feeling of the Three of Wands and the World card. You are ready to move into a new fishbowl. You are really ready to move into a new reality. The High Priestess in reverse tells me that this is not your intuition. This is actually somebody sending those messages to you. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. I need you. And this is kind of like that obsessive energy that I feel with a Scorpio, um, Venus and Scorpio, that's going to affect till the 30th. That obsessive, don't leave me, don't leave me. Believe it or not, people, if they focus strongly in you and your life and your pictures and memories of you and think about you all the time, they can truly negatively impact you by sending you these messages like, call me, I need you, you can't leave me, and whatever. And then you feel guilt and you have nightmares and you have all kinds of stuff because this person is sending it to you. I only wanted one and three flew out. The first thing I see is the Hangman. The Hangman is here because you're going to have to take a new perspective. Though you love these people, though you love this job, though you love fill in the blank, the reality is it's a smaller fishbowl. And it's not going to provide you what you want. You're swimming around in circles and you do need to expand. Then we have it with the Two of Wands and the Four of Cups, and this is exactly what I'm seeing. It's like this energy of your female energy. We know we have the embodiment of the female and the masculine energy inside of us, and this feels like the feminine, I mean, the feminine and the masculine energy that is inside of us. The feminine is like, okay, I'm going to have to move into this new world if I truly want to have the life that I want. And then your masculine energy is like, maybe I can figure it out another way. I don't have to let this go. And this is why you're going to be a little bit hung up in November, because you don't want to leave. Okay. In the bottom of the deck, we have the of wands. I know you're going to end up victorious on this. I know you will eventually get to the point where you're like, I'm not helping this situation, this person, this place, this thing staying here. I'm actually enabling them or the situation to continue the way it is. And then you're going to make the right decision for yourself. But you will have, I feel, especially during the retrograde, this internal battle. Should I stay or should I go? All right. I hope this helps you.